The Storm Shadow cruise missile has two warheads. One is the front missile, the other is a follow-up. We wield this, log and button made of 2 layers of steel. Seen as a target, first, the contact sensor detects the target. Armor-piercing pincer missiles eject jets of hot metal. Penetrates up to 4 to 5 meters of steel. The armor-piercing projectiles separated from the missile and penetrated the hull. If you set implicit to delayed mode, it will explode inside the ship. This will damage the internal structure to the greatest extent possible. This damage can even sink the ship. Or unavailable. The missile is 5.2 meters long, width 630 millimeters. One light is about 3 meters long when open. It weighs about 450 kilograms. This is a comparison between an adult and him. Let's compare him to American cruise missiles, or Russian missiles for comparison. As you can see, he looks much smaller than similar products. Also, don't forget, when he spread his wings, very similar to the small diameter bomb. Let's see. Internal structure and components of the missile. The front end is the sensor cover. Next to it is the hidden letter, infrared sensor in the middle. An inertial measurement unit to calculate support, changes in roll and yaw. Here's the weapon activation switch. Behind is the leading bomb. There's a follow-up bomb behind. Look behind. The cylindrical object is the accumulator. It is a storage device in the hydraulic circuit. Quick access to energy when needed. The air inlet extension leads to, equipped with French Risa micro turbine, G60 turbo engine. Go to the back of the missile. 2 back flags can be seen, horizontal control surfaces, and negative flags. But there is no traditional wing. How do cruise missiles fly? Different from standard aircraft. Cruise missile, no advanced wings for power generation and control. Instead, they rely on advanced propulsion systems, aerodynamic design and complexity, guidance system to navigate and maintain stable flight. Here is the cruise missile. How to do it without advanced, simplified explanation of flight in the case of a wing. Propulsion system. Cruise missiles use jet engines. Ramjet or rocket engine for propulsion. These engines generate thrust, propel missiles through the air. Control surface. Although cruise missiles do not have traditional wings, but they have their own control aspects, such as lean. These surfaces can be repositioned on the fly to control the direction of the missile, stabilize flight, and correct course. Guidance system. Cruise missiles use advanced guidance systems, combined with inertial navigation, GPS, and terrain reference matching. These systems calculate the necessary adjustments to maintain the desired trajectory. Through the combination of these elements, cruise missiles don't need traditional wings to achieve stability, controllable long-distance flight. They rely on the principles of aerodynamics, propulsion systems, and advanced guidance technologies. Fly to the target accurately. Now let's take it step by step. How this missile works. First, the plane releases the missile. After a few seconds, the missile spread its wings. In the first stage of the missile, you first use the habit and GPS for guidance. He descended to a lower cruising altitude and used the global positioning system to determine your location, below radar coverage, and flying close to terrain contours. In the final stage, heat island header and terrain contour matching used to guide missiles toward their targets. The missile climbed to a higher altitude, enables controllers to utilize two-way data link, spying on the target in the dark. In the final maneuver, the nose will be thrown out in order to use high-resolution thermal or infrared patrol to observe the target area. Then, the missile will fire according to the preloaded data. Try to determine the target location based on the information once approved. It will instruct the missile to destroy the target. In conclusion, Storm Shadow missiles have several advantages that are not important. None of this matters, but he also has some shortcomings. If the speed is slow, vulnerable to anti-aircraft weapons, limited platform capacity, his reaction time may also make him unable, effective against moving targets,